Hello fellow Chimerian, Cyanbright here. Welcome to Fortnite Chapter 6 Season 2 Lawless Story Explained, where I'm about to explain the full story of Fortnite Chapter 6 Season 2 Lawless. So with that said, go grab some snacks or drinks or whatever you can find, kick back and relax, and enjoy the full explanation of Fortnite Chapter 6 Season 2 Lawless. So after when Daigo defeated Shogun X, this caused Shogun X's essence to overload the Spirit Realm portal, causing a golden explosion, which not only Daigo has disappeared by the explosion, but the explosion also caused the Spirit Realm portal to bring gold to the island. And Jade warned us that the gold would soon bring chaos to the island, and unfortunately, she was right. The gold soon consumed portion of the island, which caught the attention of a pompous wolf business tycoonist, Fletcher Kane, who founded his company, Alpha, who then began to mine the gold which became known as shiny shafts. He then set up banks around the island and even started taxing people as well for their gold, which caused a lot of chaos around the island, turning the city of Crimson City into now known as Crime City. A lot of people around the island then formed a group known as the Outlaws, who are planning to drain Fletcher Kane of all of his gold forever. After we took gold from cash registers and safes from, gold banks, we caught the attention of no other than a former outlaw, Skillet, who then contacts us and to brief us in his hideout at Crime City. After heading to his location in the mountain where he resides in the outskirts of Crime City, he briefs us that him and the other outlaws are planning to actually still rob Fletcher of his gold. That way, he won't, tax a lot of people on the island anymore. But unfortunately, it would just be us and his former associate, Valentina, because Skillet gave up the outlaw life a long time ago. So it would just only be us and his associate, Valentina. And even though Skillet has retired from the outlaw ways, that doesn't mean he can still sell us items, including helping us on our quest to stop Fletcher Kane from, taxing people around the island. After robbing a armor transport vehicle, which was satisfying, we were then contacted by Skillet's associate, Valentina, who wants our assistance, to head to a location at Outlaw Oasis to sabotage a lot of payphones to help her with her heist. And after heading to a location and sabotaging a lot of payphones, we then help Valentina with her heist, which is to rob Fletcher Kane's personal vault. And after protecting her from the Alpha guards, we then got our reward in Fletcher's vault, which it turns out to be a lot of collars, dog chew toys, including a lot of gold bars. And to add a salt in the wound for Fletcher, we then spend his 500 gold on stuff in the black market. We were then contacted by Joss, who wants our assistance to help her analyze what's going on with the gold around the island. It's revealed that she doesn't believe in magic because she believes in the power of science. So, by heading to a location at Magic Moss's, we then soon find out that not only that Joss really wants to study upon what's going on with the gold, but she even has another target in mind for her studies, and that's no other than the rapping pickle man himself, Big Dill. By heading to Big Dill's location at Crime City, we then help him set up a party around the place. And after, help him to set up the party by setting up a lot of vinyl discs, drinks, including dancing in his stage, we then finish helping him with his party. We're then contacted by Joss again, who then wants us to use a collateral assault rifle on our opponents. After doing so, She then wants us to use a plasma laser burst to destroy a stone structure to collect its mineral for her to study upon. After using it on a stone structure, we then got the mineral and bring it to Joss's location and let her to analyze it. When she analyzes it, she then sees that the mineral is filled with gold, but is also imbued with magic, revealing that the gold rush effect that we kept having around the island is being imbued with magic, which Joss quickly denies because she wants to see it as a logical explanation and to not know that magic is really the cause of what the gold rush effect is doing to us, causing us to go fast, including destroy things a little faster as well. So yeah, Joss really wants to deny magic exists. So anyways, after leaving Joss to her own existential crisis, we were then contacted by no other than Midas, who we came to the Chapter 6 island for his own purpose. But for us to actually gain missions from him, he wants us to gain his trust. By doing so, we need to do some outlaw challenges that will allow us to level up our outlaw skills to the next level. So after doing a shadow briefing challenge and spending gold in the black market, Midas then wants us to get a rare key card by doing outlaw challenges. After spending a lot of gold, robbing vaults, killing a lot of guards, including collecting boons and medallions, we then retrieve the rare key card and then open the outlaw chest. After doing so, we then fully gain Midas' trust, which allow us to gain another mission from him, which is to head to the outskirts of Crime City to retrieve a sensor backpack. After heading to the Wolf Mountain where Crime City is, we then see a chest that looks oddly futuristic. After opening it and got the sensor backpack, we then head around the Wolf Mountain because Midas wants us to scan a strange energy signature. And after putting the pieces together, we soon realize that the strange energy signature is leftover 0-point shard energy, which Midas also found out about. After realizing it was the 0-point shard's leftover energy, it led us to the same Spirit Realm portal that Daigo used to free his sister Jade from the clutches of Shogun X. But unfortunately, the portal is now destroyed. Midas then wants us to head to Daigo's workshop to retrieve a copy of a mask-making book. After heading to Mask Meadows and go to Daigo's hideout and retrieve the book, Midas now wants to talk to us. And after heading to his location at Acacia Cross's Black Market in the outskirts of Mask Meadows, Midas then reveals us something. He then finally tells us why he came to the Chapter 6 island. It was revealed that he came to the island to search for the 0-point shard, because it turns out there's now a race for the shard. So not only Hope and Jones are looking for the shard, but so is Midas himself, Fletcher, and even Daigo themselves. So, Midas even reveals that Fletcher and Daigo are working together. And he doesn't deny that he has his own private intentions for the 0-point shard, but he knows that he cannot allow Fletcher or Daigo to get their hands on it because they'll fritter its power for their own selfish ideas, which is very, very bad. So for us to stop Fletcher, we need to not only find more information about him and Daigo's partnership, but we also need to take out Fletcher first before we can handle Daigo. So yeah, things are now looking good. After learning a very dark reveal about Fletcher and Daigo's partnership, we were then contacted by Acacia Cross, who wants us to learn the ways of using a vehicle. Because she knows that we can rob vaults, but she wants to know we can do a lot of stunt tricks. After doing a lot of stunt points for doing tricks, Acacia Cross then wants to talk to us. She then tells us that we heard that Midas is having the outlaws to keep Fletcher in bay to keep him bothered and busy for a while, which allows them to continue on with their plan to stop him. She then reveals that her old friend Cassidy Quinn is a big fan of Midas, and she wants to impress him. She even tells us that Cassidy is a nice person, but she's also reckless. And she wants us to be her backup just in case things go sideways. And also for us to buckle up and hold tight, because doing jobs with Cassidy would be a wild ride. Which it is. So, by doing a lot of vehicle stuff, such as boosting at the road without leaving it, including attacking opponents in a motorcycle, we then have to go buy an item from Cassie Quinn. After heading to a location at Lone Wolf Lair, we then bought an item from her, which allowed Keisha to now see who really became an official outlaw. We then help Cassie with her quest, such as stealing Fletcher Kane's car because she has the garage keys for it. So after taking Fletcher's car and driving it somewhere on the other side of the map, we then leave it as it is for Fletcher and his men to find it. So, after stealing Fletcher's car, we then continue on our task from Keisha to use exotic weapons on opponents. And after doing so, we help Keisha with her mission about, doing stuff with vehicles. But then something caught our attention. By exploring around the island, we then came across walkie-talkies, which belonged to Fletcher's men, which gives us insight to Fletcher and Daigo's partnership by eavesdropping on them. And by collecting a lot of these things around the island, we soon learn the truth that Daigo and Fletcher are indeed working together, hence Minus's warning. So, that means that Fletcher and Daigo are indeed working together. Because not only they were installing a strange machine in Daigo's workshop, but Daigo's also receiving gold on top of that. Because even though that Fletcher's man is scared of the workshop, Fletcher doesn't care. He wants him to distribute the next parcel of gold to Daigo's workshop as soon as possible. And after a lot of Fletcher's men were gunned down by a lot of the outlaws, Midas and us, Fletcher then wants his men to retrieve the masks of the fallen soldiers. We soon learn that Fletcher and his men are switching to a mysterious portal phase. And then they told us about a strange mask that mysteriously light up, which caught Fletcher by surprise. Because he was happy that Daigo is making this mask work, which we don't know what that mask was. Because after getting worried about what Fletcher and Daigo are up to, we then started our own investigation into what these walkie-talkies mean to us. So, after investigating Fletcher's manor at Lone Wolf Lair, by knowing that his gold is missing, because he has a lot of it, including analyzing a golden mask, which we thought it was odd, but unless it means something. We even went to a study to even see a file about the 0-point shard, which really means this is bad. After finding this out, we soon have to defeat a lot of Fletcher's heavy tactical henchmen to get their order files, to know what really is going on around here. But then, we back to Mask Meadows to analyze a lot of more things of what we missed. And then we see purple smoke coming from Daigo's workshop, which means a mask has been made. So after analyzing the purple smoke, the Baron's missing gold, and the mask-making machine, we then decided to report our discoveries to Midas. By going upstairs, we then saw something that completely left us speechless. We soon find out that the Mask of Power, the same mask that was in the display case in the center of the Thousand Faces shop, has now gone missing, which means Daigo has stole it. This also confirms that the mask-making machine that Daigo has Fletcher installed was no other than the mask-making machine that will repair the Mask of Power to its full glory. Which is very bad, After finding out that the Mask of Power has been restored to its full glory because of the mask-making machine, we then head to Midas's location at Keisha's Black. Reporting on discoveries to Midas, he then finds out that possibly that Fletcher in Daigo's plan is to use the Mask of Power to crack open the Spirit Realm portal. That way that Daigo can enter through the portal and find the 0-point shard, which is not good. And again, even though Midas has to team up with Jones and Hope, it doesn't really matter. We need to stop Fletcher and Daigo as soon as possible by opening the portal. But unfortunately, we don't know where Daigo is until we saw a beam of light coming from magic mosses, which now tells us where Daigo and Fletcher are, at magic mosses. And by heading to that location, we then see Daigo in a ritual using the Mask of Power itself to literally open the Spirit Realm portal so he can go through. And Fletcher is being his bodyguard, protecting him to make sure no one disrupts the ritual. Until we actually did. After defeating Fletcher, Daigo then gets angry and said that these interruptions are now getting tedious, which now means that we must defeat Fletcher Kane multiple times to prevent Daigo from entering the portal. Unfortunately, every time Daigo went back, things got even worse. The portal beam got a lot more powerful and a lot stronger this time, which caused a huge impact. Not only that, but the portal beam also brought something from a galaxy far, far away. Because if you use a sniper scope, you would see a strange looking silhouette in the sky in the distance, which is revealed to be no other than the Death Star from Star Wars. Which means that not only Daigo is using the Mask of Power to crack open the Spirit Realm portal, but he even brought the Galactic Empire from Star Wars into the island. Which is getting closer, which is not bad. So after going to Daigo and Fletcher's location for the final time to prevent Daigo and Fletcher's plan to be succeeded, we then defeat Fletcher Kane. But unfortunately, our effort was now have been failed, because instead of leaving, Daigo then says to us, "You'll see, the only one who can save the island is me," unleashing a burst of energy from the Mask of Power towards the Spirit Realm portal, which caused the mask to be destroyed. Daigo then has the blades, and then runs to the portal, and then he succeeded. He entered the Spirit Realm portal to find not only the shard, but to even fight the dark presence that's inside the portal itself. We then cut to Big Dill and the Brat to rob the Thousand Faces shop when it's nighttime and raining. We're robbing the place. The Brat then gets a phone call from T-Pain, which Big Dill does not like because there's a beef between him and T-Pain currently right now. After not answering the call, they then start robbing the place. After stealing a lot of stuff such as a watch or compass, a chalice, including the golden fish trophy, Brat then finds no other than a second Mask of Balance, which caught Big Dill's attention. Brat was about to grab it, but then Big Dill slaps his hand, grabs the mask, and then he puts on his face, which allow him to see what Daigo sees. And unfortunately, Daigo has now been corrupted in the Spirit Realm, which means he's now fully been corrupted and cursed in the Spirit Realm. Which also brought the second puppeteer to his location, which means that now Daigo is now cursed to be a demon. Big Dill then takes off the mask very scared alongside with Brad. Then a shadowy silhouette of Demon Daigo appears behind them, and then they got jump scared, not knowing if they actually died or they actually escaped. So yeah, that was it. That's everything you need to know about Fortnite Chapter 6 Season 2 Lawless. Well, Chapter 6 Season 3 literally around the corner tomorrow, and with the Galactic Empire now coming towards the island, That means that not only we have to deal with the stormtroopers, including Darth Vader once again, but this time we now have to deal with no other than Emperor Palpatine. But not only that the Galactic Empire will be here, but also the Galactic Republic will also be here as well to help us to stop Emperor Palpatine, to destroy the island by using the Death Star's laser. So with that said, thank you all so much for watching this video. Comment down below what your favorite things about Fortnite, creativity by players, Fortnite Ballistic, Fortnite Reload, the return of Fortnite Chapter 1 Season 3 OG. Comment down below what your favorite moments in Fortnite Chapter 6 Season 2 Lawless. Subscribe to the channel and don't forget to turn on notifications so you won't miss any videos from me. And I'll see all of you in Chapter 6 Season 3 Galactic Battle. Bye!